What's up, everybody? It's Rashad Milligan here once again. On Friday afternoon, Dominique Wilkins met with some members of the Atlanta media to speak with them about the life and legacy of Hank Aaron and how he influenced his personal career and trajectory and everything like that on the way to his Hall of Fame status and having his own statue in the city as well.
Hank, man, what can you say about Hank? I mean, he was, you know, before we get started, the one thing I would just like to say, before I came to Atlanta, Hank was one of the first people, probably one of the most instrumental guys into getting me here in Atlanta. If it wasn't for guys like Hank, I wouldn't have been here because it was Hank who went to Ted Turner and said, "Hey, you need to get this kid by any means necessary." I remember those comments he made. He really showed a lot of respect to me because early on in my life, when I lived in Atlanta before I came to the NBA, I knew Hank Aaron, I knew his wife, and this just such a tragic loss at this time in our lives. It's been a tough time we've been living in, but man, what a wonderful man he was.
Hank Aaron was kind of one of the biggest cheerleaders for him, the biggest endorsers for him coming up. And he told him that, do it to lead the pathway for others and do it for the next generation. And that's what you really need to focus on, not just yourself, but, set an example for the ones who come after you and stuff like that. And who better else than Hank Aaron? I mean, 715 did it after an off season of threatening letters and death threats and being called the N word. Thanks to Talking Chop, here are some of the things that people sent in actual letters to him. Everybody loved Babe Ruth. You will be the most hated man in the country if you break his career home run record. Listen, black boy, we don't want no N-word Babe Ruth. I hope you don't break Babe's record. How do I tell my kids that N-word did it? Wait, these are N-words with the hard R. You can hit all them home runs over them short fences, but you can't take that black off your face. I hate you. You're such a little creep. I hate you and your family. I like to kill you. Bang, bang, you're dead. You black animal, I hope you never live long enough to hit more home runs than the great Babe Ruth. I hope lightning will strike you before next season. And then also just, what he means for the city of Atlanta. Dominique is one of two kind of undeniable this person represents this franchise above everything else. And that's Hank Aaron for the Braves, and that's Dominique Wilkins for the Atlanta Hawks. With this being said, Dominique Wilkins has always been casted off in NBA history as just a dunker and doesn't really get his credit. This correlates with Hank Aaron because Hank Aaron said a lot of times when he was alive, he felt like he didn't get his credit. Dominique also agreed with that sentiment.
The attention that he should have gotten for what he did and what he stood for and who he was as a person?
No, he didn't. He didn't get near the credibility and homage they should have paid to him. But it was the time we lived in that they refused to give him that, But even through all that, he was still able to stand above it all. And in baseball, if you talk about history of baseball, you can't talk about history of baseball without talking about Hank Aaron. So his peers knew what he brought to the table. His peers knew what he meant to the game of baseball, but he should have got a lot more credit than he got.
When you talk about getting your credit and everything like that, it just brings the question of, well, Dominique, do you feel like you got your credit? And that's the question I asked him. I know this is about Hank today, but do you feel like you receive that love when you're going throughout the city and everything right now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot of respect, especially from the people of this city. This city has kind of made me one of their native sons. So from that aspect, yes. But could there be more credibility and homage paid? Yeah, of course there could. But now with our new ownership we have now, man, I couldn't be happier with any ownership I've ever had. I've been a part of in my life. Then this is the wrestler group, but before that, yeah, I thought there's a lot of times where wasn't given that credit, wasn't given that respect. But it changed when he came along.
And while we have our legends here, while we have our icons here, let's acknowledge them, let's thank them, everything like that, and show them we're appreciative of them. So I asked Dominique himself, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, that's a great question. I would think that I would like to remember as a person who brought his all, who gave 110% all the time, never quit on you, never made excuses, and always looked to make other people happy. That was my biggest thing, to see someone else happy. And what I gave, I gave so much and got so little back, but never made excuses. And that's the thing I would like people to know about me, the person who stood for others as well as he stood for himself.
Now, coming from Atlanta, both of these guys just mean a lot to me. Just kind of on a just as far as city pride standpoint, beyond being a reporter, beyond being a journalist, it just mean a lot to me and my upbringing and stuff like that. Hank, I remember my dad moved to Cascade or whatever when I was like 4, at Cascade Road, and it was like kind of his biggest flex to always be like, yeah, Hank Aaron lived down the street, like that was always like his biggest flex. Like Hank Aaron lived by the Kroger. Every time we were at the Kroger, Hank Aaron lived like in the area. Hank Aaron on Cascade Road. To be a part of the community in Southwest Atlanta on Cascade Road, and everybody kind of like that was like a sense of pride for them. On Cascade Road that Hank Aaron was there. He represented the community, the black community, the Atlanta community, to embrace the city like that after his playing career and be that guy. I don't know. It just means a lot, And then you talk about Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins is another guy who you see everywhere, and he's so nice to you. You would never expect him to be this Hall of Fame NBA legend, this Atlanta icon, because he comes up to you and he speaks to you first. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing well. And it's like he says hi to you when you walk past him, and it's just crazy. Like it throws you off for it. It's like, oh, Dominique said hey to me first. Like I didn't even, what I'm saying, because you always try to give those people, their space or whatever when you see them. And I had this other moment with Dominique where we were at the Atlanta Jazz Festival. I was like 15. This was like 2010. And, I was there with my dad and stuff and my little sisters. I believe my little sisters were there. It might have just been me. Anyways, we went down to, they had an NBA little setup down there for some reason. So they had a NBA setup. So I go down there and, they have games and these like little information panels and these like life-size posters of NBA players so you could stand next to them and, compare your height to them. And it was just like a nice little station, and they had a court. They had a little dunk contest going on one of the courts, like 3-on-3 tournament going on one of the courts with like the Sprite guys and stuff. So at the information panel, and a dude just walks up to me. He's like, hey, you want to be in the 3-point contest with Dominique Wilkins? And I'm like, huh? It's like, you want to be in a 3-point contest with Dominique Wilkins? I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So, I go up there. And, there's this big crowd that comes around this little court. It's like a half court that they just built on the spot. And there's this big crowd comes around. They got the microphone. All right, we want to do the 3-point contest. Let them know your name, where you from. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. So, I go up. I think I'm first. And I kept hitting rim, right? And Dominique is commentating. So you can hear it because it's not TV. It's like, like each far. Like, it's like speakers. And, so the microphone, you can hear everything they're saying. So Dominique's like, oh, we got a shooter. Because, like my feet are square. Hey, come on now. Hey, come on now. You already know. So I'm square or whatever. I'm facing the rim. I'm shooting. I'm hitting rim, but, only a couple are going in. So I'm like, don't. But like, it's online. He sees the form. Stopping. Hey, Rashad, hey, shooter, come see about it. But yeah, like he sees the form. I'm square shoulders, feet, shoulder length part. Al Horford taught me that. Shout out Al Horford. He taught me that when I was 15. What I'm saying, at his camp. I'm shooting. Thank. And, I ended up with like 2. And it was like, you got 8 attempts. You got like, it's probably like 6 attempts actually. It was like 2 from every spot. Wing, middle, and then wing again. So I had 2 attempts from every spot and I hit 2 out of 6. So I did that. And then the other kid comes up and he hits like 2 out of 6. So then Dominique comes up and they're like, oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He's got to get a warm-up. I'm like, hold on. And Neek just, dang. Neek goes like 4 of 6, 5 of 6, knocks both of us out and wins. So, he shakes our hands afterward and stuff like that. And that was a moment I'll never forget. I got to be in a 3-point contest against Tom. That was one of the coolest moments of my life. Yeah, man, Dominique, just to do things like that in the community just means so much. And to, like I said, when you see him at a Hawks game or something like that, and you walk past him, like he speaks to you first. It's just those little things that I appreciate about Dominique. And he's a man of the people, and so is Hank Aaron. So, you know, Dominic is slept on, man. He's slept on outside of Atlanta, especially. But we just want to make sure that the people in Atlanta, they give him his flowers and they give him his credit. You know what I'm saying? While he's here, because the it's nice to give all these gestures and to send out all these statements when someone's gone, and to have all these great recollections and just testimonies and thank yous, appreciation when someone's gone. But let them hear, let them have their flowers. So I've always been a big proponent of that. In the meantime, man, if you're new to the channel, I'm not even gonna say it, man. I'm not even gonna say it. Have a great day. Just know that I don't know, this might be a little personal, but I think I care for you, man. So I care for you, man, or woman or child, or whoever might be watching this. I care for you, and I hope you have a great week. Until next time. Woo!